The Empire's on the run. Alex Jones and the GCN Radio Network.
Using unparalleled research in the development of a synergistic formulation based around the key concepts of super oxygenation, the next level in cleansing is here. With key ingredients backed by real clinical studies, the new Oxy Powder, available through InfoWars Life, was invented during Dr. Group's research on the toxification of our bodies. Many herbal colon cleansers are harsh on the body and contain cheap and potentially dangerous ingredients, oftentimes full of synthetic fillers, GMOs, additives, or worse. Gently start cleaning your body with easy capsules that start working while you sleep. Oxy Powder does not require time off work, and there's no need for bad tasting concoctions. Instead, Oxy Powder slowly releases monoatomic oxygen into the intestinal tract and body. Experience the astonishing cleansing power of superoxide and ozonide technology. Go to InfoWarsLife.com or InfoWarsStore.com to get started with Oxy Powder, or call 1-888-253-3139.
Aging starts at the cellular level. When cells become toxic, they die early and aging sets in. In the past decade, we have witnessed unparalleled scientific discoveries. During that period, key patented compounds have focused on mitochondrial growth, nerve growth, and rejuvenation. But no one has put together a formula that focuses directly on brain health, nerve growth factors, and optimizing your cellular energy at the same time. We now have the synergistic solution, DNA Force, just one of the key compounds. BioPQQ is backed by major clinical studies and over 175 PubMed-listed published studies. You want the best that's out there at the lowest price anywhere? The ultimate value, cutting-edge, trailblazing game changer that also supports the InfoWar. Secure your DNA Force today at InfoWarsLife.com or call toll-free 888-253-3139. DNA Force from InfoWars Life.
When you're out on the road, the last place you want to be is on the road. But if the unfortunate happens, you'll be glad you were wearing diamond gussets.
There's a place down in Tennessee where they make blue diamond gusset jeans. They so pride in every stitch, guarantee you love the way they fit. They put a diamond gusset in the crotch where you need it most. Blue diamond gussets got it, others don't.
We turn jeans inside out. Diamond Gusset Jeans. Made in the USA with unparalleled quality. Our Defender motorcycle jeans combine gusset comfort with Kevlar protection, so you can ride all day with confidence. Order yours at gusset.com. Diamond Gusset Jeans got it. Others don't.
Sworn upon the altar of God, eternal hostility against every form of tyranny over the mind of man. Thomas Jefferson.
Well, you remember a few months ago, back during the whole Clive and Bundy situation in Nevada, Harry Reid came out and said that these people aren't patriots. They're domestic terrorists. You got the feds aiming guns at people, saying nowhere in the county, basically, without permission, could they hold a sign up. They said you have a free speech zone out in the middle of a desert, one little pin where there's no media. And then they beat up folks and had attack dogs go after them. And so thousands showed up, and a few people aimed guns at the cops because they were aiming guns at them, the feds. And I wouldn't have aimed guns at the cops, at the feds. I think that escalates things. But only a few people out of 2,000 did that, and they may have been plants, probably were. The feds were aiming guns the whole time. First, though, saying, if you cross that line, we will shoot you. And David Knight and Josh Owens deserve medals. They marched to get the historic video, Feds Back Down, at Bundy Ranch. That video's got about 1 million views. You can go watch it. It should have 50 million views. And they said, we will shoot you. And men in military uniforms aiming M16s or M4 variants at them. And our guys walked across, and they had to back down. And, of course, they were holding the Bundy's cattle at their barn and basically killing them. So that's what happened. And look, smart folks are walking towards the armored paramilitary feds. I don't want to call them cops, with their hands up, because very dangerous situation. And I don't want anybody to get hurt on either side. But is there no federal order that can't be followed? Because Obama is saying he's going to open the borders. He's going to take the guns under UN treaty. He's going to shut down the power plants. He's going to bring in the carbon taxes with the Chinese government, whether you like it or not, whether Congress likes it or not. Remember, Nixon said it's not illegal when the president does it. Well, we proved that wrong. I mean, was Hitler God? Because they misinterpret Romans 13 to say do whatever government says, if it's godly government. If it's in the right. If it's the people's government, not if it's Mao Zedong or Stalin or Fidel Castro. And, I mean, we know what this looks like. I'm sure those federal paramilitary BLM SWAT guys are probably, not bad guys. But why does the BLM have big SWAT teams? In fact, I think they put military guys in. They didn't look like regular folks. They looked like real military. And not just your standard Army people, but vets. So they probably sheep-dipped in FBI hostage rescue team people or who knows what. But it's a serious situation now. One of Cliven's family tried to fly and was pulled out and then pulled out again and said, oh, you're on the terrorist list, basically. This is what this computerized system is all about. This is why they want to control our lives. It's not that we have something to hide. It's that the globalists want to control us and cannot be given these unconstitutional powers. We're going to talk to Cliven Bundy for an update here in just a moment. First off, Secret 12 is 2 years in the making. It is the most powerful form of fused vitamin B12 out there. Half of the component is the exact pharmacological type that you inject, and the other type is another bioavailable form that group thinks synergistically works with it. All I know is, I said half, it's 80% of the type that you inject, and it's 20% of the other type. I guess an earlier version had half and half. The point is that it is amazing, and I put it in water personally and then drink it. You can just put it in your mouth. Tastes great. And there's nothing in there but vitamin B12. And nobody else has put something else out like this. The pills don't absorb and are synthetic most of the time. Okay? This is the best lingual or sublingual out there. Secret 12, available at InfoWarsLife.com or by calling toll-free 888-253-3139. And don't forget, there's a 5% promo code of NOW at the shopping cart. When you say now at checkout in the box, you get 5% off the already discounted products, and you can get 10% off on Survival Shield X2 right now as part of the Biodefense Pack at InfoWarsLife.com, or again, 888-253-3139. And when you buy the Come and Take It T-shirts, the Molon Labe T-shirts, or long sleeves, when you purchase the books and videos, you get tools to spread the word, and you support this radio show. You heard that award-winning cinematographer, filmmaker, saying he's super influenced by this show. He's down there basically making a Panama Deception Part 2, I would guess, from what he said, like reaching out to the original maker, who won the Academy Award, and then it was never sold in stores. Because, I mean, that film was incredible. He's down there making basically an updated one. And that's how this show and others have influenced the culture. We're all in this together. Some folks may not like my delivery. I don't like it a lot of the time. But I got all these great reporters and researchers. Maybe you like their delivery. Or maybe you like that director's delivery. Maybe you like his style. We want freedom. We want to share it with each other. We love each other. We have goodwill towards humanity. That's what it's all about. Now, there's been big developments on the Bundy Ranch, too. They're now saying that it's not just an environmental area, but it's this critical area, which under UN rules means people can't even enter it. They got caught with the maps saying it would be the set-aside for the Chinese solar farm. That is, they're allowed to build on one area, then this is the environmental easement. And they go, Chinese aren't building on that land. We go, no, we know. It's a set-aside. The city does that. Yeah, you got 4 acres. You can build condos on half of it. The other area has to be green belt set-aside. It's the same deal. But they prey on your ignorance that you don't know development rules. So there's been new developments on that front. And we're joined by Cliven Bundy. 7 generations there with open surface rights. Folks don't know what that means. They go, make that guy get off government land. The government came later after he had surface rights and told him he didn't. And, yeah, they had a federal court say that, yeah, he has to basically get off. Well, they got federal court saying Obama can take your guns without a law in Congress. You got federal court saying he can open the borders up without Congress. You got them saying he can raise taxes without Congress. That's a load of bull, folks. It's called tyranny. You got to decide what side you're on. Cliven, thanks for coming on. That's quite an introduction, I know, but you can jump in wherever you like.
Well, thank you. Appreciate it. And I want to say hello to America. It's nice to be able to visit with you one more time. Here on Bundy Ranch, we have been enjoying some freedom since that standoff with the feds. And, we, the people, did drive those feds out of this part of the county and off Bundy Ranch. And we have really enjoyed some freedom and liberties. And we've been able to ranch and, picnic, have off-road enjoyment and enjoy this land. And so we, in that sense, we have accomplished a lot. And we're feeling good about it. And we need to get our state to stand up for statehood and our county sheriff to stand up to protect their life, liberty, and property. But, hey, we're progressing. We're doing good in America.
Well, you're right. And the feds were tasering people in the middle of nowhere that held up signs, attack dogs. They were creeping around everywhere. Harry Reid's come out and said you're basically a terrorist. That's backfired. There's been a major political realignment. I want to talk about the political realignment and what happened to your son. But first off, Cliven, let's talk about the current state out there. Are they shooting kids bicycling in the back? Are they still pointing guns at ranchers? Are they still harassing everybody, or what's going on?
Well, they're not doing that on Bundy Ranch, and they're not doing that in this part of Clark County, but they are doing it all over the western United States. They've increased their power off this area. And they are abusing the citizens and the citizens' property rights. And you wouldn't want to think that they're going to shoot some kid in the back, but hey, they've been doing that, and we haven't got that part stopped. The people at Bundy's standoff made a mandate of the sheriff. He said, take those arms away from those federal agencies, those federal bureaucracy. If you took those arms away, they wouldn't be shooting people in the back. They don't have no jurisdiction or authority to do it now, but they are doing it. And we got to have sheriffs across the United States that are constitutional, the sheriffs with a proper jurisdiction and authority, and they're the one that's supposed to shoot somebody in the back if he's that bad a criminal, not these federal officers.
Well, since when does a free country have hundreds of agencies running around dressed up in Army outfits? They should go join the Marine Corps.
Well, sure, they want to play Army. But, this is where Harry Reid comes in. Harry Reid has developed armies, and not only Harry Reid, it's our federal government. But let's blame it on to Harry for a minute. Harry Reid has backed up all of these different bureaucracy of agencies, and that's not only BLM and Forest Service and Park Service, but, it's the school and Homeland Security and on and on. He's armed these people. Our federal government has armed these people with military weapons. Now, those people are not armed to protect us against foreign nations and foreign people, invasion. They're armed to kill American people. And that's the proof of Bundy's standoff was proof. That's what they come for.
I can't believe they threatened to shoot people if you cross the line. But America stood up to that intimidation. But Reid is just looking for a way to come after you. Let's play that terrorist clip to remind folks what he's been saying. And then we'll get your take on it.
I'll allow you two to come in with me.
So these people also said
who hold themselves out to be patriots are not. They're nothing more than domestic terrorists. And I think that we are a country that people should follow the law. And what went up in Mesquite is not very good. I repeat, what went on up there is domestic tourism. Okay, domestic terrorism, not tourism.
That's right. That clip took a minute to play, but you've got the floor, Cliven. Talk about it.
Well, what happens here is when they earmark you as a domestic terrorist, and when he actually said later that it was a violent domestic terrorist, he puts that earmark upon me and my family and all of those that stood with us. Now, what the current event was is, I have a son that was going to try to fly from Phoenix, Arizona to Salt Lake City. Well, when he goes to get a clearance there, what is he? He's earmarked domestic terrorist. They take him to the research, search him, and carry on for an hour and a half. He